This week on Zero MD, we go to San Fernando, Pampanga for another adolescent health seminar, and this time it's about the Adolescent Job Aid Manual. I'm your host, Zero Melia, and this is the Zero MD Show. I, the talking Dr. Head, chronicle my journey in public health and medicine. Go to Pampanga on another 4-day seminar by the DOH entitled ADJA, or the Adolescent Job Aid Training. Last week, we went to Angeles for the peer education seminar. If you haven't watched that episode yet, you can find the link in the YouTube About tab section below. Or you can click this inset video instead. I featured 2 videos about how adolescents should be taught about sex, sexuality, and family planning. If you have been following me here on YouTube, this means that I have been staying in hotels for the past 2 weeks. And it sucks. People might say, oh hey, it's a great time to have a vacation, but it's not. Right now, Olongapo City has an outbreak on measles. Since the city is well equipped and well staffed to handle the outbreak, they sent me instead, the coordinator for the Adolescent Youth Health, to continue on the mandated seminars. Now, me saying that the city is equipped to handle the outbreak is not some straight political talk. We saw what happened with the leptospirosis outbreak a few episodes ago. It was contained within a few weeks and the patients were treated accordingly. Olongapo City has a really good referral system when it comes to handling disasters and disease outbreaks, such as they got it from a constant barrage of natural disasters, starting from the famous Mount Pinatubo eruption. I'll be explaining the outbreak really soon in another video after the CDC WHO panel finished their investigation. Everybody involved is blaming everybody else to account for the outbreaks. It's really sad, but it's all just politics. In the end, what matters is that the consensus to prevent outbreaks is reached, and we must all learn from this experience. Now, going back to the ADJA, or the Adolescent Job Aid Training Seminar, it's entirely didactics, with a single day for the practical. Because the whole seminar is overflowing with information, I will be discussing each topic in separate 15-minute videos. Today, I'll be going through a summary of the modules I took. The first module is about introductions. The new Regional Coordinator for the Adolescent Youth Health Development Program for the DOH in Region 3 is Ma'am Margarita Natividad. In this module, she discusses the advantages and the shortcomings of the program. The main advantage is that this program is the missing link to address the patient population belonging to the age group of 10 to 19 years old. Before the year 2000, there has been no specific program by the DOH to address the problems of the adolescent. The Adolescent Job Aid Seminar was created to address that. However, the move to create adolescent-friendly health centers is plagued with budget problems right from the beginning. There has been some support from the international organizations like the UNFPA in the past, but since the budget was not constant, the previous program coordinators looked to the local government units, or the LGUs, for support. The previous coordinators were able to come up with teen wellness centers. However, this is only in coordination with the local Department of Education heads. The health center's provision for adolescent patients must be strengthened, and this is the goal of the ADJA seminar. At first, I didn't understand why it was called Adolescent Job Aid, but then I've come to understand it is called a job aid because it's a job aid for midwives, nurses, and physicians as they handle adolescent patients. The Adolescent Job Aid is actually a manual, and that's what this seminar is all about, the Adolescent Job Aid Manual. Each hour of the seminar was spent in dissecting this manual. The second module was about getting to know the Pinoy adolescent, which is a repeat of what happened in the peer ed episode about helping adolescents understand their sexuality. A Filipino or a Pinoy adolescent has different values and cultural thinking that differ greatly from the healthcare providers. It is important that the provider remove all prejudice and have respect for the autonomy of the adolescent patient to give correct advice. The third module was about what is an adolescent-friendly service. The goal of the program was to create adolescent-friendly barangay health centers that can cater to the need of the adolescent patient. So the main thrust is to involve the adolescent patients in designing the services in health centers and to allot a special time to promote privacy and confidentiality in adolescent consultations. An adolescent should have his own special folder and filing cabinet. The fourth module is about talking to teens. Generation gap creates a barrier, especially in modern lingo. For me, it's not much of a requirement for healthcare providers to speak modern lingo, but it really bothers me when kids answer you with vague words like sakto lang, keri naman. Both terms can mean yes and no, or yes or no. So the best way, instead of probing further, is to ask open-ended questions in the first place. There is also a special acronym for adolescent history taking called HEADSS, or HEADSS, which I will be elaborating on a future video. Hopefully I can get actors to show it to you. The fifth module is about assuring privacy and confidentiality. We break confidentiality when it breaks an ethical barrier, like when someone could get seriously hurt. Privacy is equally important since teens think that each of the situation he or she is going through is unique to him or her only. There is also the evolution of personal space. All of this must be taken into account as a basic right for the adolescent patient and is part of his or her autonomy. The sixth module is entitled Getting into a Teenager's Heads, wherein we were taught using the HEADSS acronym to talk to actual adolescents and identify specific problems in the history that needed to be addressed. The seventh module is called Adolescent Risk Behaviors. Today in the Philippines, the increasing causes of mortality and morbidity in the adolescent population are coming from alcohol-related, tobacco-related, and drug-related incidents. It's a time for curiosity and experimentation, as they say. The healthcare provider's job is to give correct advice to avoid risk-taking behaviors, in addition to treating the bad effects of those behaviors. Next is a module on maintaining healthy lifestyle. How do we, as health providers, counsel patients and their parents on dealing with early sexual activity, tobacco use, alcohol use, drug use, and maintaining good mental health? Since each is a broad topic to discuss, I've started to include this in separate blog posts in my blog, publichealthresources.blogspot.com. I do promise, however, that I will tackle each issue in separate episodes in the future. So if you haven't subscribed yet, do so now. That's gotta be something to look forward to. Module 9 is Preventive Health Guidance Made Easy. This module would have been great if there were videos to teach us the hows and whys of each safety measure. Every victim of traffic accidents knows that he or she should have not drunk and drive, or he or she should have put on those seatbelts or those motorcycle helmets. But they usually forget. Why we keep repeating this over and over again to every adolescent. The really sad part in accident cases is the involvement of a lot of innocent people. You can partay, but don't be the one to put yourself and others in danger by driving that vehicle. Module 10 is utilizing the job aid manual. The tool itself, no matter how great, will not lead you to success. You can buy the best gadget or buy the best app in the world, but if you don't know how to use it, you're never moving forward. But if you know how to use simple things like this manual, you become important to a lot of people. Module 11 is the patient contact experience. This is what is the practicum part of the seminar. The practicum included patients from Pampanga High School. We were given a patient to interview. This is so we can experience giving advice to kids, even before we do it in our respective communities. The last was called A Call to Action. In that last module, we gave our action plans for our cities based on what we've learned on this seminar. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Don't worry, I plan to go into details in each of these topics. If you have any questions, leave them below on the comments. I'll choose which one to show on a future episode regarding your chosen topic. As always, my Twitter sphere is open for everybody who wants to follow me, twitter.com/0md. And if you still have the Facebook thingy, after all those nasty Facebook updates, I can be like that. Facebook.com/0melia. Share, like, subscribe. Information like this can save lives if it reaches the right people. So help in my cause now, will ya? And if you want more videos, you can click here for more.
Mami, nasan ka na, Mami? Gutom na ako. Mami, nasan ka na? Nagugutom na ako. Oy!